Moments away on a beautiful Sunday in Philadelphia. Saints and the Eagles. Sean Payton has been the Saints head coach since 2006. He grew up in Philadelphia until it was time to begin high school. Knows all about the fan base here and their passion. Chip Kelly's been hearing it from the fan base. In his third year, back-to-back 10-win seasons. But as a man who's calling all the shots on personnel, a major overhaul of this Eagles franchise, and so far, losers of 3 of 4.
And when you make changes and you own them, people know exactly where to go to express their displeasure. But a win today will tamp that down considerably.
New Orleans won the toss, deferred to getting the football in the second half. And this is Josh Huff from the 3-yard line. Out across the 30 to the 35. And chopped down by the kicker. All the way up to the 42-yard line. Well, Tony Siragusa, you know how important confidence is in getting off to a good start. That's critically important to this Eagles team, is it not?
You're absolutely right, Tom. This is a must-win for both of these teams. For the Eagles, though, they need to find some confidence early. Over the last 2 years, Philly was one of the top rushing teams in the NFL. Right now, they're one of the worst. They can't abandon the run today. If they're going to put together some early drives and first downs, it's not going to help that offense with the confidence that they need, but it's going to be a huge help for that defense so they can get some mental and physical rest, which is exactly what that defense needs.
Their defense has been on the field for more plays by a ton than any other defensive unit in the NFL. They come out throwing Bradford on first down, and that's a safe pass up to midfield as he finds Riley Cooper on first down, a gain of 7. Well, you know the deal on Bradford, former #1 pick out of Oklahoma. They're in hurry-up mode. Was traded from the Rams to the Eagles for Nick Foles during the offseason. They were hoping that second half last week will ignite a very quiet Philadelphia offense, and that's a first down as they send him to one of their prize free agent acquisitions. In fact, the biggest acquisition. DeMarco Murray, very slow to get started. It's a beat-up offensive line. Their tackles both injured last week, but they're playing today. And we'll keep an eye on Murray, who says he wants to touch the football with more frequency. Second straight touch for Murray. And bottled up at the line of scrimmage. This Philadelphia run game, it is amazing how bad it has been through the first 4 weeks. A lot of youngsters as they've overhauled this Saints defense. Under Rob Ryan, rookie linebackers have been outstanding. And in the secondary, Browner has really given up some big plays here of late, so we'll keep an eye on that today.
Yeah, don't be surprised if he gets some help from Keenan Lewis, who's just come back from injury, came back last week against Dallas. I think they've swapped Lewis over to the same side with Browner. They may split time at the corner. And Delvin Breaux, their first-year sensation, is going to get full-time work at the corner.
Philadelphia converting just 26% on third down this year. Only Kansas City is worse.
And here's why. It's 3rd and long. That's what they've been in all season long, and that's hurt them.
Great protection. Bradford all day to throw. And broken up. Stepping in is Jairus Byrd. That's another key member of that defense that came back for the first time last week.
And you see the coverage downfield. Matthews going through the traffic. Vaccaro had him first. Then Byrd matched up with him. On the corner, there's Brandon Browner we just talked about. No shot for Riley Cooper. Had him locked up for the duration. Now they'll go for it on 4th down, it appears, out near midfield. This is Chip Kelly's way of saying we've got to do something to shake things up. With the slump they've been in, we've got to try something even if it appears a little desperate early.
Keep those chains moving.
They saw 2 out of 3 on 4th down try so far. From the Saints 39-yard line, 4-man rush. Bradford lost it down the sideline. That had no chance from the start. Looking for Riley Cooper. That's not a high percentage play right there on 4th down. Saints will get it when we return.
By Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide, only with Southwest.
Drew Brees, a game-winning touchdown in overtime for his 400th career touchdown pass. One of only 5 quarterbacks in NFL history to reach that number. And his one-time teammate Malcolm Jenkins making a big play on first down. That'll be a loss of 3. Andrus Peat makes his first NFL start for the injured Teron Armstead at left tackle. We'll be watching him all day. Charles mentioned a little while ago, Colston has been the main man for many, many years, but we're hoping Brandon Cooks can emerge as a go-to guy. This is Ingram on second down and 14, and he'll get back across the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down and long. Philadelphia on defense been pretty good.
They've been excellent, and those guys up front have done yeoman's duty. Fletcher Cox, Benny Logan, Cedric Thornton back from a broken hand. And Jordan Hicks at linebacker has really stepped in and filled a gap left by Michael Kendrick's injury. And you already mentioned Malcolm Jenkins and what a great play he made on first down.
Kendrick's out again with a hamstring. Still no Kiko Alonso. He was involved in the LaShawn McCoy deal. The third down and 8. Breeze, good protection. Now in a little bit of trouble, but wide open is a tight end, Benjamin Watson, and that is a first down to the Philadelphia 38-yard line. Of course, no more Jimmy Graham, but Watson, a solid tight end.
Remember, he was a first-round pick when he came out of college with New England, and it just came over from Cleveland. He caught nearly 50 passes there last year. Drew Brees felt the heat coming from Philadelphia, moved away from it just enough to open up an opportunity to get the ball downfield to Watson for a first down.
Talking about how bad the Eagles offensively have been on third down. The Saints have been great on third down. And there's a drop on a first down throw to Willie Snead.
You're right about the Saints and third downs. They've always been like that under Sean Payton. This year, their percentage is 47% on third down, which is excellent. Career under Sean Payton, right around 47%. Consistency, a hallmark for them in running offense.
Which is not bad to have one of the great quarterbacks of all time.
You know, you become a much better play caller when you get a guy like that.
Second and 10. And Breeze in trouble. Sacked. Back at the 45-yard line, and that's Benny Logan.
Eagles defensive line, nice job. Logan, like you said, Cedric Thornton getting their hands up and making them not be able to see downfield on this.
And what helped them there, Tony, was the coverage out wide. Number 31, Byron Maxwell, who's had his share of issues and struggles in the early part of the season. Excellent coverage on Cooks. That's where Drew Brees wanted to go with the ball. That allowed your big guys, Tony, to get home.
Third and 8 is one thing. Third and 17 is an entirely different matter. Breeze throwing down the field and no contact. Had an eye again on Snead and good coverage by Maxwell, who had to lead the game on the opening series last week with an injured quad.
Right here is Maxwell. Could not be better coverage for him to start a ball game. Willie Snead, first-year guy. Really second-year guy out of Ball State who's really impressed, an undrafted free agent. But Maxwell struggled, as you've noted, Tom, has an injury. He needed those 2 early shots that he just took there to help his confidence.
New punter Brandon Fields just signed this week after the injury last week to Thomas Morstead. And it's back through the end zone. A touchback, a 45-yard punt. The city of brotherly love. Not a lot of love unless they get a win today.
Sponsored by Bud Light. Make the right call. Drink responsibly.
Well, on Friday night, Mr. Davis, you were watching a little high school football out at Haddon Field High School, pardon me.
Yes, I had to go see my guys, the Haddonfield Bulldogs, led by their head coach, Frank Delano, one of my best friends in the world. I absolutely love that man, love what he does. Look at what he's getting done on this night. They won 35-0. It's an excellent, well-coached team. First time I got a chance to watch him work live, and guess what? It was his 100th win as the head coach at Haddonfield. Back-to-back state championships. They're going for 3 in a row this year.
Haddonfield taking on Woodbury last night and getting the win. And a bad day for our producer who was there with you. As the catch is made by Zach Hurst. This is Mark Teitelman handling the camera.
Yeah, you got to stick to what you know, right, guys? I mean, stick to what you know, Teitelman.
Now, the beauty is he did not go IR. He is here working today, folks. He may be playing hurt, but he's playing.
That is Brent Selleck good enough for the first down. Boy, one of the most durable and reliable players in Eagles history is Brent Selleck. Just an outstanding player for a long time.
And what are we noticing early, guys? Chip Kelly is deviating and changing his play calling. It's not just a zone read inside, not just a handoff inside on first down. He's trying to throw the running lanes open early.
It is uncanny how every time they hand the ball to DeMarco Murray outside of one 30-yard run, if you take away the 30-yard run, he would have 17 yards rushing so far this year on 28 attempts.
And you notice so far in this game, 0 push by the offensive line in the run game.
Beautiful throw. An even better defensive play to break that up. Made by Damian Swann.
I love that note you capped it with there, Tom. It's okay if guys make good plays on one side and then other guys make better plays on the other. It's not always a mistake. It's not always fault. He just made a better play to Damian Swann.
And here we go again on a 3rd down and now 9. We saw they couldn't convert on 3rd and 7, and now they're at 3rd and 9.
And you notice they didn't have the right personnel in. Then you see the referee jumping in to make sure that New Orleans gets a chance to match if they wanted to change on defense.
Blitz coming, they pick it up. And it is a catch. It is by Riley Cooper, a first down, so they convert this time to the 49-yard line.
Tony, I'm getting a sense early, and we may come back to this later. We'll come back. These wide receivers are going to have to win big on the outside all day long.
Hassan Adebawi down. We'll take a timeout.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Use hashtag iDrive4 and we'll contribute $5 to fight breast cancer. By Pizza Hut. Bring home the flavor with a twisted crust pizza. And by State Farm. It pays to double check. Talk to your agent today.
Told you very early on, Philadelphia converting on 3rd down at a 26% rate. But the problems start, Charles, before you ever reach 3rd down.
You always hear Coach talk about winning first down, winning second down, meaning getting about 4 yards a pop so that 3rd down doesn't turn out like this. See, on second down, that's a problem for them. On 3rd down, that's a problem. That's why the conversion rate coming into today has only been 27%. They're used to being in 3rd and short because they were the best running team in the league. They are no longer that at this time.
Take the handoff, Bradford. And once again is able to find the receiver down the middle of the field. This time another tight end, and they've got a couple of good ones. Zach Ertz along with Selleck.
And guys, this offensive line, as you noted, Tom, is so beat up that I wonder if they can get pushed in the run game. That's why I think short passing game, where they don't have to hold blocks very long, get the ball out of Bradford's hands early, is the right way for Philadelphia to go at this time. But there's a premium on these receivers out wide, winning against one-on-one coverage.
To the outside, and still on his feet is DeMarco Murray. Of course, he led the NFL in rushing a season ago with Dallas.
Tony, this is exactly what they needed to see from DeMarco Murray. A dirty run, meaning a run where it's not blocked perfectly, but he breaks some tackles.
Yeah, New Orleans defensive line is staying on the line of scrimmage. It's hard, to go and open up holes. The offensive line's not getting a lot of push. DeMarco Murray's got to make holes. He's got to find that area where he can go and get some yardage.
Sitting down is Huff, and he's inside the 15, close to the 11-yard line. Second year out of Oregon, of course, where Kelly came from, leaving his head coach to come to Philadelphia.
And I think we're seeing some growth in Chip Kelly as a head coach, even though it's early in this game. Because to be a play caller, you got to put your ego aside. Meaning, you got a whole chart of, this works, and I've worked on this. You know what you got to call? What's working. And he can keep coming back to it until they stop it. And Chip Kelly, so far early in this game, has changed up from his normal style.
Saints are screaming for a penalty flag. Late personnel coming in and out. And an interception in the end zone thrown by Bradford.
He had no pressure on him whatsoever. Just a bad decision by Bradford.
That's Brandon Browner, who's given up 3 huge plays in the last couple of weeks. But look at this.
A promising drive goes to die. Why? Because Brandon Browner is 6'4", and this ball's got to be thrown out high and away to have an opportunity. You throw it back to the inside. You brought Browner into the play, did Sam Bradford. A promising drive dies right there. Tony Siragusa, that ball's away. Riley Cooper's the only one who's got a shot at it.
Absolutely. That open area, you got to throw it to a place where just the receiver can go and get that ball. Never on the back shoulder in the end zone.
First interception by New Orleans defensively this year in 121 attempts. All day to throw for Breeze. And that's a dangerous throw. And a flag comes in very late. That was Cooks at the 35. Walter Thurman, part of coverage. And we await on what could be an important penalty here.
Remember, Drew Brees had a bad shoulder. Played last week. People were wondering how far could he throw the football downfield, because they threw a lot of short passes against Dallas.
There is
tried
no
to air it out
foul
there.
on the play for pass interference. The contact was legal. An incomplete pass, second down.
That's a great job by the officials right there and not having a flag on that play, guys.
Because that flag came in so late, you were wondering where was the call. So you see Cooks, number 10, downfield. He gets cut off right there, and then on the backside. Well played there. Walter Thurman, number 26 in the front. And then behind him is number 23, Nolan Carroll. I'm with Tony. I thought the officials did an excellent job getting together and picking up the flag, because I did not see any interference there.
No, all three guys are going playing the ball.
Carroll had two big penalties on Washington's game-winning 90-yard drive last weekend. The give is to Kyrie Robinson. That'll be a gain of close to 6. And let's check in back in Los Angeles with Kurt Menefee.
All right, guys, after Cincinnati scored on this opening possession, back comes Seattle. Look what happens when you give Russell Wilson some time. He can find Jermaine Kearse wide open, busted coverage on that defense. We're tied at 7. Back to you guys.
Well, Mr. Hill, I beg your pardon. I said Kurt Menefee. That's your man, Mike Hill.
Mike Hill is all over it. We got a 7-7 game in Cincinnati, one of the key matchups in NFL on Fox today.
Third down. Perfect throw to the wideout Willie Snead. They're very excited about him. You talked about earlier, they have some young wide receivers they like very much.
Here's Snead right here, 83, coming in motion in the slot. Undrafted out of Ball State, cut by Cleveland. Look at how he observed the coverage, turned back, and gave his numbers to Drew Brees. Meaning he turned back and showed him his full body, saying that was a motion to Drew Brees. I'm open here. Don't continue the route downfield. Very well run route by Willie Snead.
Mark Ingram still on his feet, bulldozing his way inside the 45, and that's close to a first down, depending on the spot. Ingram, the former Heisman Trophy winner out of Alabama, last year for the first time became the featured back in the New Orleans offense, and despite missing 3 games, he rushed for nearly 1,000 yards and went to a Pro Bowl.
And what else did he do? He added pass catching to his repertoire. Not something many people thought about with Mark Ingram. Comes into the game as their leading rusher and their leading receiver by receptions.
One more time, and he will earn the first down and then some to the 35-yard line. Loses his helmet, maybe nicked up a little bit. He'll have to leave the field.
And they can't afford too many more guys getting banged up. Left side, you see Barwin to the left side, all the way to your left, pulling and tugging. And then the helmet coming off, and the pile of bodies going over the top of it. 14 and a half sacks last year. Pro Bowler, All Pro. Tom, we saw Connor Barwin years ago at the University of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
The TCS game. He was tight end, then an outside linebacker, played on the basketball team, all-around superb athlete.
Well, that Cincinnati program has been a good one for these Philadelphia Eagles. Down the middle of the field, and it's caught at the 10-yard line by Brandon Cooks, their #1 pick a season ago out of Oregon State.
And do you get the sense that they wanted to get him going early today? Why? He caught 4 balls last week, but only for 25 yards. Look at him, just using speed and then curls it back inside to get in front of Walter Thurman. So now his body will wall off Thurman from getting to the football, and Drew Brees, as usual, delivers.
First and goal just inside the 10. They give it to Ingram. And he slips to the inside, close to the 6-yard line. Second and goal. This is one area where the Philadelphia defense has played very well. Opponents 11 times have been in the red zone, and only 5 times have come away with touchdowns.
Tremendous percentage in the NFL because of the high-powered offenses you're dealing with every week. Philadelphia would like to have a lot less times if they're out on the field and have to deal with that, though.
They better call a timeout. There's a wide open receiver to the left side, and they find him. And that is a touchdown for the Saints.
What a heads-up play by Drew Brees on this. They struggled on defense. Who to cover the outside receiver? Nobody went out there. Drew Brees just dumped it outside.
You know who's a really good receiver, Tony? The uncovered guy.
Hey, you got that right.
And that's Benjamin Watson, the tight end who was split out on the backside of the formation. Totally got caught in what the alignment was to the Philadelphia Eagles defense. And as you noted, Tony, Drew Brees, old Eagle Eye himself, spotted the wide open guy. Didn't matter what was called. Just give the ball to Benjamin Watson.
Many Philadelphia fans are asking the question, Charles, Tony, I'll throw it to you. How does that happen?
Personnel changes, and sometimes guys just mess up on the calls.
Yeah, just didn't know the coverage. But a timeout should have been called.
Hocker, the extra point is good. Brees now 40 straight with a touchdown pass. Benjamin Watson, of course, replacing Jimmy Graham as the starting tight end for Brees, and the Saints gets his first touchdown of this season. Watson has been a rock-solid player for a long, long time. You mentioned a former #1 pick by New England, spent time in Cleveland. This was moving through the end zone. Let's go back to the touchdown. And again, Charles, what happened?
Okay, here's the confusion. Jordan Hicks and Nolan Carroll. Carroll's the first guy that I circled. He's the corner. Trying to figure out where they're supposed to go to match up. They don't know where they got the tight end, the wide receiver. The trouble with that, as Tony noted, that someone should have called timeout. D'Amico Ryans, the leader on defense, the middle lineman, is in the game. Didn't get a timeout called at that point. You want the old head to take care of the rookie, Jordan Hicks, who's filled in for Michael Hendricks. Didn't happen. They gave up 6.
Ryan Matthews checks into the backfield for Philadelphia. Bradford so far 7 of 11, 72 yards. So find Matthews, who's shot down after a gain of 4. Matthews along, of course, with Murray brought in. In fact, they started that whole ball rolling when they thought they had Frank Gore locked up.
And then Frank Gore ends up signing with Indianapolis. They end up with Murray and Ryan Matthews, as many people thought they wouldn't get 2 of them.
That'll be a first down carry by Matthews, wrapped up and tackled by Donnell Ellerbe.
But you do get people who say that number 43, Darren Sproles, should be getting more touches in this offense. A guy that they've got to get on the field and get more actively involved because of his game-breaking abilities.
He was traded prior to last year from the Saints to Philadelphia for 3 years in New Orleans. The most electrifying offensive players in the league. Big gainer for Matthews, who's had their best rushing day of that trio this year, when he had better than 100 yards in their lone win over the Jets.
How about the vision of Matthews, seeing everything clogged up inside, lets his eyes take his legs to the outside, jump cut, and then upfield. Ryan Matthews, a physical, thumping back, one-cut type of a guy who gets upfield in a hurry.
And another former #1 pick of San Diego back in 2010 has been injured frequently through his career. And they find him now swinging it out to the left. And there's that power. Breaks out of 2-3 tackles and run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Another first down.
Tremendous balance, huh, Charles?
Woo, without a doubt. And you know, with Philadelphia, you think of the Eagles as high-flying, don't you? You think of them as more of a finesse, slip-by-you type of a team. To get out of this 1-3 start for them, they've got to become what Philadelphia is. They've got to become gritty. They've got to become tough. Don't you think, Tony?
Ground and pound,
collar and break tackles, as we saw Ryan Matthews do there. Pick up yards where you don't think they are. They need that to get themselves going.
Last 37 yards on offense, all in the hands of Ryan Matthews and the legs of Ryan Matthews. On the ground and through the air. Now they give it to Murray. Cuts it back to the inside, maybe gets a yard. Rob Ryan in 2013 orchestrated the number 4 defense in the NFL. They were second from the bottom last year.
Trying to get back, trying to get right. You mentioned earlier, Jarris Byrd finally getting some action. He started to play last week against Dallas, a big free agent acquisition who had gone 366 days without playing football. Got Keenan Lewis back last week, as well as Donnell Ellerbe. Those are 3 starters that they've needed on the defensive side.
Well, the American League Division Series returns to FS1. It'll be tonight, Game 3, the Blue Jays and the Rangers. Toronto on the brink of elimination. Texas heading home, trying to finish them off in a sweep. That's FS1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go tonight.
Has anyone been much hotter since August 1 than really Texas? I mean, their rush to the end, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, phenomenal rush to the end. And I think most people weren't even having them in the conversation. And now they're about to take out Toronto, who made those big moves down the stretch for Tulowitzki, David Price.
Well, listen to you.
I mean,
you're dialed in. Are you calling that game tonight?
I'm going to be enjoying that game tonight.
Murray one way and just trying to make a positive run out of nothing. And those have been few and far between.
You know what, Charles? Just watching DeMarco Murray from behind, he's got to stop stopping his feet.
Yeah.
If it isn't there, you got to make it get vertical. You can't be going and trying to get to the edge every single time. You got to make a hole. If it's not there, run through an arm tackle.
Yeah, all these runs are not going to be clean. They're going to have a bunch of dirty runs. There may be more than what's blocked there. You just have to find your way sometimes as a back, and if it's only half a yard, go get that half yard.
So now 3rd and 9. And Bradford steps up wide open. And that is Darren Sproles out of the backfield, and that will move the chains inside the 30.
Electrifying, that guy.
And he's coming off the field, and I think that, for Darren Sproles, I'd have to have a chart on my play calling list that says find 43, and I'd have to put it at least double-digit times.
And not just that, when he plays his team, the team that was on him that let him go. Being a player, when I was with the Colts, they let me go, playing with the Ravens. You always find something a little extra when you're playing the old team.
Matthews back on the field and carries inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. Philadelphia for the second time knocking on the door. 7-0 Saints. The NFL on Fox continues after a word from your local Fox station. We look inside some of the numbers. Philadelphia's offense is moving the ball up and down the field, playing very, very well. But of course, you turn it over on an interception in the end zone, costing them points. But now, inside the 25 and tipped into the air. Penalty flag comes in incomplete. The rookie Nelson Aguilar, the intended target.
I don't think that was the read where he wanted to go.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 40. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Aguilar, number 17, running against Delvin Breaux, who's a tremendous story. Come back from a broken neck in high school, and they get Breaux for interference, and that's a tough one for me. I thought that he was really just hawking him pretty well. Might have got their account early, which is why the flag came out. That's a tough one.
Second down and goal after the penalty to the end zone. And dropped in the end zone. A flag is down. Jordan Matthews had it and dropped it.
I think they're going to get a pick on this one.
Offense number 17.
Yep.
10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So this is Nelson Aguilar. And rookies often, when they're required to run pick routes, they don't run them very well. You know why? Because they go in and they actually block and bump guys. You're supposed to run your route all the way through, and they caught him popping, and when he stopped and bumped off of the defender, that got the attention of the officials. If you do it, they want you to bop and keep going. keep moving through it like you're running your route, and he cut you off.
Yeah, they got to sell. He's got to sell it a lot better.
Rookies, they learn as they go, but unfortunately for Nelson Aguilar, that's 2 straight weeks with key penalties that have hurt drives.
Well, one took away a touchdown last week, and they wound up trying a field goal and missed. Matthews backed up all the way to the 20. He's shot down at the 14. So it'll bring up second down and goal from just inside the 15-yard line. Fake to Murray. And is that intercepted? There's a flag down. Bro with the interception, but again, we wait on the penalty. Miles Austin, the intended receiver. Well, this is on Bro. It's his second penalty today. It would be his 8th of this season already.
He and Brandon Browner have elicited a lot of flag throwing this year with their play on the corner. Bro has played well, but the penalties have hurt him with his aggressiveness. All the way to the outside, Bro number 40.
I didn't see anything there, guys.
That's twice for me on that. Let's
Defensive
see.
pass interference on the play. The defender was playing the ball. The result of the play was an interception and a touchback. New Orleans ball. First down.
That's just bad placement
No.
again by Sam Bradford, guys.
He's got him beat to the inside. Okay, watch all the way to the outside. Here's Bro. And he just undercuts the route, and because it's underneath, he's able to get to it.
This game on Fox is sponsored by DraftKings. Free 1-week fantasy football at DraftKings.com. By McDonald's, now serving all-day breakfast. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The first career interception from Delvin Bro is confirmed. Second one thrown by Bradford in the end zone already today.
First 2 interceptions of the year by the Saints.
Take one way, come back the other way, and there's a drop. You know, Charles, you touched on it briefly about Delvin Bro. Just an unbelievable journey to get here. New Orleans native, had a serious neck injury, broke his neck as a high school senior, which did not allow him to play college football. He had committed to play at LSU. His persistence led him to the Gridiron Developmental Football League, to the Arena League, to the Canadian League, where he became an all-star, and then brought into the Saints as a free agent, earned a spot on their opening day roster. It is just remarkable that the young man is alive. Forget about that he's playing in the NFL.
And it is such a high level, too. We mentioned the penalties he's acquired a couple of weeks ago because he's gotten too handsy. Because in the Canadian Football League, the pass interference rules of the coverage are similar to college. Have your hands on them until the ball's in the air. Here, of course, it's after 5 yards. You can't touch him. So they put him in boxing gloves for the week in practice to try and get him to keep his hands off of the receiver.
Third down, coming after Breeze, and throws down the sideline and got it away. Beautifully defended in the secondary by E.J. Biggers.
This is training tape coverage right here. Watch E.J. Biggers. He's got Brandon Cooks, who we've noted that they've spotted and have targeted a lot early in the game. They want to get him going. Biggers just runs at his hip, notices the eyes, and gets his hands up when the ball arrives.
They nearly blocked the last punt by Fields. Very short punt. Takes a favorable bounce and all the way inside the 20 to the 19. The Eagles this year have scored 3 first quarter points. That does not spell L-O-V-E. 3 red zone interceptions so far this season, 2 of them today. You know, Charles, Tony, we were talking about some of the things the Eagles needed to do to ignite this offense coming off of a solid fourth quarter last week against Washington. They're moving the ball fine as they do on first down. They're converting on third down, which they haven't done all year, but man, 2 picks in the end zone.
There's missed opportunities right here.
They've done everything well today except ring the bell in the end zone. Sam Bradford with the 2 interceptions have kept them from getting on the scoreboard. Look at the possessions. Lost on downs and then interceptions the last 2. But look at the yards they gained getting there.
DeMarco Murray. And what a tackle. Coming all the way up to drop him is Kenny Vaccaro, number 1 pick 2 years ago. Rob Ryan, his rookie year, said he's the best safety in the league. And he admittedly showed up in year 2 out of shape.
Had a bad ankle from the year before. Didn't have the same explosiveness, so that hurt him as well. And I think sometimes right now DeMarco Murray, because he doesn't have the production he wants, is trying to press his runs too much. Instead, taking what's there, trying to turn into a home run.
Cuts it back to the inside. A first down and more for DeMarco Murray. We'll see where they spot it, but his best run of the day, his second best run of the year, down to the 39-yard line. And we send it back to Los Angeles and check in again with Mike Hill.
All right, the unbeaten Falcons taking on those Skins in the hunt in the NFC East. Check out this gun from Kirk Cousins to Derek Carrier. 7-yard score. It's 7-3 Skins in the second. Tom, Charles, back to you guys.
I think Kirk Cousins got some confidence with that last drive last week against Philadelphia.
24-yard run by DeMarco Murray. Taking one way, come back the other way. And that's Huff inside the 20 and Huff to the end zone. 41-yard touchdown throw. And then the somersault to pay dirt for Josh Huff.
Now watch the guys downfield as this play develops. Go ahead and let it roll because you're getting a tight end and then the wide receivers. Okay, stop it here. Right there. These 2 guys who were covering picked themselves off. They ran into each other when he hits Huff underneath, and that allowed Huff to go in and vault for the initial 6 points for the game for Philadelphia.
That is the first receiving touchdown in the career of Huff. He's run back a kickoff. That was a year ago. So he's going to go in style. This looks like Goose after a sack.
Never looked like me.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football.
So the Eagles on the board for the first time, and we're tied at 7.
And they're getting production from guys that they needed production from. They haven't gotten it as much in the past. How about Mr. Huff there? They've needed that from him. The biggest play he's given them as an Eagle is a kickoff return against Tennessee last year. They need him to come forward and help take some of the pressure off the receiving corps.
In fact, that was the last time these Eagles won a game here at home. That was in November of last season. What a play on the kickoff. The ball is, they're saying the runner was down. That is Maragos, who made so many great plays on special teams a year ago, when the Eagles had the best special teams in all categories in the NFL.
Don't think that touchdown they scored didn't energize this team, because Maragos carried it over, covering the kickoffs, evades the block, and chops down the returner. And this guy's there's some great excitement here for the Philadelphia Eagles football team at this time as he stops Marcus Murphy.
Marcus Murphy came down right on his neck. Surprised he got up. Thankfully got up.
First down, Ingram. That'll be a gain of 3 on first down.
Drew Brees, watch him in pregame. This is one of the reasons he's such a great quarterback. No, it's not just he throws. Now watch what he does. You see how he comes back? You know what he's doing? He's making the throw, and then he's going through the play in his mind. What's the rest of the progressions? Just in case in a game he doesn't have that throw, what are the other throws? Memory muscles, and he's been doing that his whole career. Amazing job, Drew Brees. Attention to detail.
The great ones never stop working on their skills, guys.
That's Ingram, and he's up to the 20-yard line of the ring of third. You know, you can make the argument. I don't even know who would counter the argument that Brees has been the single greatest free agent signing in the history of the NFL. He left San Diego, and he wondered about that shoulder. Since joining the Saints, they've been in the playoffs 5 times, 30 games over 500, won a Super Bowl. milestone after milestone after milestone since joining the Saints. He's thrown for more yards than any quarterback in the NFL.
I think it's an excellent point. The only one I throw in there would be Reggie White going to Green Bay.
Yep. Third down. And it looked like Colston should have had that catch. He's been as sure-handed as anybody in the league for a long time.
You're not going to see this often with Marcus Colston and Drew Brees. Usually it's a connection. Colston read the quarterback, stopped his route a little bit, and came a little short underneath Carroll, but that one slid through. That will not happen very often with Marcus Colston.
So 3 and out. Now the Eagles with another chance perhaps on offense. Fields puts a foot on it. And a fair catch back at the 31 by Darren Sproles. Historic Philadelphia, PA. We're in a 7-7 affair. Opened in 1927. Take a look at the Cathedral of college basketball, they call it.
Man, remember those Big Five battles?
Oh, yeah.
And all of them were played at the Palestra? I miss those days.
Penn, the only Ivy League team to go to the Final Four. Of course, the Big Five for those of you outside of Philly. Penn, LaSalle, St. Joe's, Temple, and Villanova.
Penn went there against Michigan State that year. 79, I believe, the last time.
Sproles, his first carry of the afternoon. He's up to the 35-yard line, a gain of 4 on first down.
It's been interesting play calling by Chip Kelly. Let's see if the momentum continues. Philadelphia scored a touchdown. Merritt goes with the big tackle on the kickoff return. Defense stopped them on downs and got the ball back. Can they keep things moving in their direction? The play calling by Chip Kelly. Now, 8 runs, 8 passes on first downs so far this game.
It adds up to 234 yards of offense for Philadelphia. And this is Sproles, slips away from one tackler and dragged down about a yard short of the first down by Anibali, who is injured and he's returned.
How about that cut, Charles?
And you know, I've talked about, and you have too, Tony, about the dirty runs that Philadelphia needs to get where it won't be clean. That was simply one of those backyard, I made you miss plays. I mean, Darren Sproles, Brandon Browner was right there in good position, just totally made him whiff.
So third down and a yard from the 40-yard line. They will run it. That's a nice stutter step move by Murray. Found the hole and picks up the first down.
Now watch this move by Darren Sproles, because Brandon Browner is in there one-on-one lining him up. And look at that cut, and he doesn't even get a mid on him.
As he's going sidewards, he's still going forward. I mean, that's like Barry Sanders used to run. I mean, I whiffed on him 2 or 3 times, Charles. Don't tell nobody.
Now, we won't tell anyone. And it's hard to, you know, Darren Sproles is elusive, but he's strong as well. His nickname is Tank, and it's for a reason.
Fake to Murray. And a throw. What a nice catch made by Zach Ertz. They've been waiting for him to get going. Had a great season in 2014.
And look at this. He sees his quarterback. Bro can't get up there in time. Ertz contorts his body and comes back and gets it. They've been waiting for him. Remember, he missed most of the preseason. Sports hernia surgery.
Yep.
In fact, Jay Glazer was talking about that on our pregame show, where he and Sean Payton were having surgery at the same time, and they were near the same rooms with each other.
Setting up the screen to Murray. Got lost in traffic, still on his feet. Tried to stretch it the other way, and Bro played that beautifully.
Nice job by that defense and reading that little screen to the outside.
In regard to moving the ball up and down the field, this has been the best half of football that the Eagles have played all year long. Now, you throw a pair of interceptions in the end zone. You finally break through on the 41-yard pass to Huff.
False start. Offensive line. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
The whole offensive line.
Yeah, they'll get the whole conga line there. And it's a beat-up offensive line. Jason Peters only played 7 snaps last week. They're all pro left tackle. Alan Barber, he's been getting some treatment. Jason Kelsey's about the healthiest one at center. Matt Tobin's got a bad back. Lane Johnson has an ankle injury, a knee injury, and some suspect a back injury that they're not talking about.
For a beat up offensive line, these guys, I tell you what, have done a good job of protecting Sam Bradford, giving him a lot of time in the pocket to look downfield.
You were right about that, Tony. And that's the rookie Agholor. Crowd looking for a flag on Kenny Vaccaro, and it does not come. 3rd down and 12.
Real aggressive tackle by Vaccaro. Because it looks like it's supposed to be a clothesline, it really was not. He got body involved as well. It wasn't just an arm out and hooking him. He brought shoulder with him as well and spun him to the ground. Kenny Vaccaro, one of the better tacklers you'll find in the secondary.
Great protection again. And now Bradford flushed out of the pocket, and he'll step out of bounds far short of the first down. This would be a 52-yard field goal try. If you're Chip Kelly, do you think about going for it?
Yep.
You're looking at a 4th and 9?
Yes, you do. Because remember, Cody Parkey, their regular field goal kicker, is out with an injury. Caleb Sturgis is his replacement. I'm not sure just how confident they are in Sturgis.
They missed a field goal and a point after in his Eagles debut last week. So here's 4th down. Down the middle. And beautifully defended in the secondary by Keenan Lewis.
They are so happy to have him back, are the New Orleans Saints. Keenan Lewis out here in coverage. He turns and it makes a play on the football.
And it looks like Riley Cooper, the intended receiver, is the one who's down injured.
He came down, watched Cooper go down, point of the elbow hits shoulder, and Lewis on top of him. Sometimes that can be a problem in the upper body. But Keenan Lewis had a chance to talk to him before the game. Says he's still not 100% healthy. I said, are you on a pitch count? And he said, no, I'm going to play whatever they need me to play today. And that's a big move for them.
Well, there are 2 injured Eagles receivers. That's Agholor. While Cooper is still down.
See, they wanted to go to Agholor on the route, I believe, initially, but Bro on back-to-back plays has locked him up. I don't know if that's an ankle there, the way that he rolled it at that point. And then the other side, excellent play by Keenan Allen. He falls right on top of Riley Cooper. Let's hope that they're both going to be okay. It's already been tough enough sledding for these receivers for the Eagles, trying to find space downfield and win on the perimeter. Now you got 2 guys who are supposed to play a lot banged up on the same play.
Well, you look through 4 games. Agholor 7 catches, Cooper 5, Jordan Matthews 5, Miles Austin 4. Those are your 4 primary wide receivers numbers in 4 games. Tyree Robinson turns the corner and runs his way to a first down up to the 47-yard line.
So prior to that last series, the Eagles had gathered some momentum. How did they do it? Josh Huff, with some help from the Saints picking themselves off in the secondary, scores a touchdown. Chris Maragos, excellent coverage on the kickoff. 3rd down stop by the Eagles to get the ball back. They weren't able to carry it over on the last possession, but the Eagles have started to put something together here in the first half.
Short pickup on 1st down, or on 2nd down, I beg your pardon. Let's check in back in Los Angeles with Mike Hill.
Hey guys, Tavon Austin doesn't have a position. He's just a weapon, doing it all. 5-yard little catch from Nick Foles, his 5th TD of the season. He's got 3 catching, 1 rushing, and on a punt return, 14-7 Packers. Tom, Charles, back to you.
And Mike, the weapon, was able to get one of those easy touchdowns, and Nick Foles gets a touchdown pass for that little toss forward to Tavon Austin.
2nd down and complete.
I think all quarterbacks everywhere lobbied, on that play instead of handing it forward to the runner. They just give that little shovel because it's an easy completion. And their stats go up.
Guys, just watching the offensive line of this New Orleans Saints team, the Eagles have been bringing 5 guys the majority of the time. They've done a great job of giving Drew Brees a lot of time.
And you notice we haven't mentioned Andrus Peat, the rookie left tackle, which means it's a good sign for the Saints.
Makes his first career start today. Beautifully thrown ball. And I'll tell you what, on 3rd down, all of a sudden, Willie Snead is becoming a favorite target of Drew Brees. That's his 11th third down reception this year.
And he ends them up in the first downs, too. Willie Snead, excellent job, puts the stick inside to give himself some creation. And look at the hands catch. Out away from the body, running away from Byron Maxwell before Maragos can get there. Willie Snead has all the intangibles. The son of a high school coach. He's been raised in this game very, very well. 22 yards on that reception.
You know, we brought up earlier about how kind the city of Cincinnati, whether it's their high school players eventually turn pro, college players turning pro. The Mid-American Conference has been very kind to the New Orleans Saints, especially in wide receiver.
I mean, you talk about
Lance Moore.
Lance Moore was there out of Toledo, and he was undrafted. Willie Snead out of Ball State, undrafted. This is what we talked about at the top. You get there and you put in work, Drew Brees can help make you a better player.
Brees caught from behind by Fletcher Cox.
They finally got home on him, but that's because the coverage in the secondary allowed it. Everybody's going to look at the offensive line. I don't think that's the problem here. You see Maxwell covering Cooks. Jenkins downfield covering. There's Benjamin Watson running. Nolan Carroll's got him locked up. And because of all of that, that allowed Fletcher Cox to get to Drew Brees.
So now 3rd and 22. Clock under 3.5 to play here in the opening half in a 7-7 game, and they'll have to call timeout, or will they? Yep. Well, let's take a peek ahead to Saturday. Full day of college football across our Fox networks. West Virginia against number 3 Baylor. That's on Fox. Pac-12 Clash, Arizona and Colorado on FS1. Purdue and Wisconsin over on the Big Ten Network. All streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Baylor's an awfully good football team. I know everybody looks at them and says, oh, they score, but can they stop anyone? They've got some guys on the defense side of the ball who can play. Andrew Billings at defensive tackle, Sean Oakman defensive end, kids who can run in the secondary. They're going to be a tough team to handle right now. And guys, you know what we haven't seen from the Saints so far this half? Screen pass yet. And they are a heavy screen team.
C.J. Spiller in the backfield, and they dump it off to him. And Malcolm Jenkins must have heard you. What a player Jenkins has been in his career. Former #1 pick out of Ohio State by the Saints. And Drew Brees and Sean Payton couldn't say enough good things about him.
And he does it not just athletically, he does it mentally. Because he saw his keys, read them, and went right to the football. They were trying to move action one way and get Spiller out open field by himself. Malcolm Jenkins wasn't permitting that to happen.
Drive stalls in Eagles territory, and now Sproles will let it bounce. Checks up. Beautiful punt by Fields inside the 10. As always, we'd love to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching our broadcast in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea on AFM, the American Forces Network. God bless you all, and thank you for standing tall, proud, and strong for the greatest country in the world, the United States of America.
Met a tremendous veteran on my flight here. Philadelphia, had a service dog with him. We got a chance to chat a little while. Wonderful, wonderful man. And I thanked him profusely for what he's done for our country. And boy, sitting here in Philadelphia, this is how it all began, isn't it? That's why we have this great country.
Indeed it is. All right, you have 2:36 left. The Eagles have all 3 timeouts remaining. Bradford on first down, and he's very lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Extremely, because Tony, he was very inaccurate on that throw.
I don't know what he's looking at right here.
Because he's got Ertz on a back shoulder inside, and that ball just sails way away from Ertz. One thing we have to keep in mind about Sam Bradford, he's essentially not played in 2 years.
Yep.
I mean, we can talk all we want about health of the knee and the whole deal, but get back in the saddle and playing full speed quarterback in this league, tough.
DeMarco Murray out of the backfield, and he's up to the 12-yard line, stays in bounds. Clock will continue to run.
The Saints can get a stop here, guys. They can get decent field position, have one last shot before the half. Remember, you get the 2-minute warning coming up, acts as an extra timeout.
And the Eagles are going to let it run down to the 2-minute mark. Each team 1-3. Desperately needing this one today. We're tied at 7. Get apps, video, and more at iTunes.com/NFL. 7-7 game. Eagles with the ball, 3rd and 5. From just beyond their own 10-yard line, they need to get to the 17. Bradford finds the open receiver, penalty flag down. This might be coming back. That's Matthews, and more flags come down. The first one appears to be offensive. The second might be a face mask.
And the first one was thrown by the back judge, Greg Yett, all the way from deep center field.
Flags, hats, everything littering the field.
Yeah, we were close to getting a shoe, weren't we?
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Pass interference. Offense, number 81. Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Defense, number 21. Those fouls offset. We will replay 3rd down.
So Jordan Matthews to 3rd from the inside. See, he just knocks down the defender, Keenan Allen, 21. So that made Keenan mad. So at the end, there's Keenan. He goes back and gets Jordan Matthews. So, okay, you run me over, I'll get you back. And he was going for the tackle, ends up getting masked, and we get offsetting penalties.
How was that pass interference, running a guy over like that inside of 5 yards?
I mean, just ran him dead over.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, Philadelphia moving the ball up and down the field most of this game, but Sam Bradford, a pair of interceptions in the end zone. Philly's defense, which by and large has played very well this entire year, here slowing down Breeze and the Saints over their last 3 possessions. So 3rd and 5 will do it again with 1:49 to play. Great protection. And a flag comes in again. That's Kenny Vaccaro.
I thought Vaccaro timed that up pretty good.
It was right. It was a bang play, and I can't wait to see when it's slowed down for us, because Vaccaro was right on the spot, and then multiple flags came out, so they must have felt he got there just to count early. Let's see.
There is no foul for pass interference on the play. At the time of the hook and turn, the ball had already passed the receiver. It's 4th down.
Now that's got to be about the 4th time that they've gotten together and said, okay, it's not what we thought it was. So at some point, you've got to think, hey, we got to see it, because he's right there riding his back. I think that's got to be a call. It was bang, Tony, but I think he was there early, and he was there before the ball passed him.
Now they can see it slowed down. The backhand spun him around.
Marcus Murphy, another penalty flag comes in, and that's been one of the real stories in the NFL this year. All the penalties in football. Let's check in with Kurt. We'll wait on that. Mr. Menifee standing by. We'll let you know about our penalty.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 20, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, Aaron Rodgers and the high-powered Pack host the Rams. Joe Flacco uses his legs against the Browns, and Jameis Winston takes on the Jags in a Florida feud. Those highlights and much more coming up at the half.
7-7 here. First 4 weeks in the NFL, we're talking about penalties. 773 of them for an average of nearly 130 penalty yards per game. You've got to go all the way back to 1970.
So many different theories about why. Let's see how it plays out the rest of the year before we draw final conclusions.
One timeout left here in the first half for Breeze and the Saints. A first down catch made by Colston up to the 39. Good enough for a first down. 1:20 to play until halftime. Had a long time and the ball is loose. Fletcher Cox with a big hit. And is that a fumble? It is recovered by the rookie Jordan Hicks.
That's just being relentless. Just keep coming. He got blocked. Had an opening. Closed the gap. I think he was down, guys.
It's interesting because Cox gets his arm in there, and it looks like it's working the ball already, though, to me. See, I think that ball's moving around with Drew, so it'll be interesting to see if they say he's got control as he hits the ground or not. Excellent play by Fletcher Cox. He should have been in the Pro Bowl last year, shouldn't he, guys?
Yes.
Should have been in, but he didn't get.
And I'm with you, Charles. It looks like when he made that first initial hit with the right hand.
There.
Yep.
I think the ball started its movement at that point. That it wasn't totally secured by Breeze. So if it's jostling around, it's got a chance.
Well, Mike Pereira standing by back in Los Angeles. And of course, it always comes back to Mike Pereira, whether or not there's enough video evidence to overturn the call. What do you think?
Well, I don't think there is, and when you look at this play, it's what gets to the ground here first. Now, the hand is going to get to the ground, but that doesn't put him down. But you watch the knee. Is the knee down first? So they have to look at the hand and the forearm and then try to find where possession is lost, and they have to get a clear shot to do so. So knees down there, does he still have possession of the ball? You know, looking at all the angles here, I think it's realistic to say that the knee might be down certainly first.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Mike. After seeing that other angle we had not seen before.
Knee first. I think Mike's totally accurate. The knee hit first before the hand came down. It was bang bang, but the knee was down at that point. But you see, this is what I was talking about, Mike. I think that's where it started to jostle, but did he actually get control away from it?
Yeah, did he actually lose possession of the ball, even if the ball moves a little bit? But of course, remember, one thing New York has done a very good job of staying with the call on the field. But if you look there, that's the one thing they're going to see. The knee was clearly down. If I'm the guy making the decision, I would reverse this and have him down.
Yeah. And I don't think there'd be a major argument against it from watching it on the video evidence.
Guys, we just got a flag also on the Eagles. One of the coaches going after the ref.
That's frustration, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of frustration.
That's one and 3 team battling for what they think is their playoff life here today, and you just can't have that right now. That only impedes your progress.
The field will stand. It'll be Philadelphia's ball. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct by the Philadelphia bench. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed. It'll be Philly's ball, 1st and 10.
I'm really surprised they overturned that. We're stuck with it, I mean.
Yeah, based on what we saw, I thought that they would end up saying that the Saints had retained possession. But right there, that started the process, and maybe that's where they stuck with it, that the ball wasn't totally secured by Drew Brees, and that allowed Philadelphia to complete the play. But look at the great field position they're getting, and then you get a 15-yard penalty. You know, going after the official, and you ended up getting the call.
Yeah. Guys, real quick, Nelson Aguilar, number 17 for the Eagles. Left ankle injury, and he's questionable for return.
So look where they're moving the football. Thank you, Tony. After the injury, all the way back beyond the 45-yard line.
You know, you ask your players to have poise when they play. Tony, I know you heard that a million times as a player. Your coaches ask you to have poise. That's a time there where you have to have poise as a coach. You just got the ball back in great field position, and now you've moved yourselves back due to your actions.
All right, Eagles have all 3 timeouts left. A minute 12 to play in a 7-7 game here in the second quarter. And Bradford on first down and throwing. And catch is made, and spinning out of a tackle is Jordan Matthews. And he is inside the 30-yard line. Clock continues to run under a minute.
Not your normal slot guy. When you think of a slot receiver, you think of a small, shifty guy. Jordan Matthews is a big guy that goes inside and makes things work at 6'3", 212.
There's a lot of time burning off after that play. This is 23 full seconds before they snap the ball. And they have 3 timeouts left. Matthews inside the 25, and the clock stopped on a timeout. 30 seconds left.
Time, distance. Those extra 15 yards added to the time they had. Because look at what they've eaten up already in just getting downfield.
Yeah, you know what, guys? We talked about Jordan Matthews on that last play. Great catch afterwards. But when he's done with the play, he's got to watch. You know, celebrating and just, you know, taunting a little bit. He's getting a little, you know, he doesn't want to get another penalty and get them out of field goal range in the situation.
See him getting up there. He gets helped up by his own teammate, but
to the end zone. And making sure this time it is not intercepted is Bradford, who's thrown 2 of those in a game today.
you know what's interesting about that, Tony, to put a capper on it with Jordan Matthews? Spread receivers are taught to get the ball to the official as fast as possible so they can get it lined up for play as fast as possible. You're not supposed to just leave it where it is, not supposed to celebrate with it. Get it to the official so it can get spotted so you can go quickly. That's one of the cardinal rules for these spread teams, hurry-up teams.
Time of possession, Philadelphia came in dead last in the NFL in that category. They've had it most of the way here today. In and out of the hands of Riley Cooper. Drops him in a big problem for Philly this year. Only the Giants have dropped more passes than the Eagles coming into the game today.
Yeah, I believe they came in with, what, 17 drops? And that one hit him in the worst possible place. Brandon right into 1 and 4.
You got to make those.
When you're struggling at 1 and 3, you got to make the plays that are there to be made. You just have to.
All the players looking over to the sideline to get the call.
Third down. Bradford throws. And it's incomplete. Huff looking for a penalty flag. But the drive stalls at the 21-yard line.
So you look all the way. Huff is all the way to the top of your screen, number 13. And really what he's looking for was Miles Austin, number 19. And he just sailed out when Miles Austin sets up the field goal attempt.
39-yard field goal try by Sturgis. And this one is good. Crowd facetiously will cheer as Sturgis made his Philadelphia debut with a missed field goal and a more missed point after touchdown last week.
You remember the 15-yard penalty that started the drive on the Eagles bench. Put them in a position where maybe instead of taking shots at the end zone, you end up having to settle for a field goal.
I think the story for this Eagles team in the first half is missed opportunities.
No doubt. They've had a number of them.
You're talking about an Eagles offense with a season high in one half of football, 300 yards of offense.
So does that not sound like 2013, 2014 Philadelphia Eagles? That sounds like the offense we're used to seeing, but they're not ringing the bell at the end of it. The payoff, as Tony has noted, missed opportunities to put more points on the board.
But at the end of the day, are you winning or are you not?
Right now they're winning and they're happy, but when you're 1 and 3, you can never have enough margin, can you?
No doubt about it.
Especially when you have number 9 on the other side of the ball, too.
Exactly.
Murphy waiting back. Bouncing ball. Fielded at the 10-yard line by Kyrie Robinson. And one more play here in the first half.
This is usually where you either just kneel and get out of here at this point, don't you?
Yeah, you should.
I mean, I know with Drew Brees, anything's possible. But let's just see where they want to go with this one. This looks like a kneel down.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So that'll do it. Each team at 1-3. And the Eagles a field goal in the final seconds here at the half and a 3-point lead. Visa halftime report coming up. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy and the gang. Right after these messages, you're watching the NFL on Fox. Today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. We've had a lot of excitement in this one. Big story, Sam Bradford has thrown a pair of interceptions in the end zone. Saints got off to an early lead. Philadelphia came back to tie it up on the touchdown by Hug. And then a sack, a fumble, leads to a field goal and a 3-point lead. Today's excitement brought to you by Nissan. All right, Mr. Davis, if you're Philadelphia, you have dominated this game in every way imaginable for the first 30 minutes. Yet it's a 3-point lead. Are you going in disappointed at halftime?
I think because you're 1-3, you're actually feeling a little bit energized because you feel like you missed opportunities. Let's not take away credit from the Saints. Brandon Browner, big interception. Delvin Breaux, big interception. A case could be made that Philadelphia's touchdown came because the Saints guys picked each other off. So this game where Philadelphia's going up and down the field, it's still the defensive plays that have determined where we are here at 10-7 on both sides of the football. Saints have been good on defense when they've had to be. The Eagles have been good on defense all game, set themselves up for the last field goal with the strip sack by Fletcher Cox.
So the Saints get the football to begin the second half. And this is Marcus Murphy, 3 yards out of his own end zone, and brings it up to the 25-yard line. Let's check in downstairs with Tony Siragusa.
Thanks, Tom. Had an opportunity to catch up with Chip Kelly and asked him what he thought about the first half. He said he was happy with the way they moved the ball, kept drives going, getting the first downs, all the things they wanted to do. But we need to capitalize on our opportunities, he said, and we need to finish drives. We had opportunities to put points on the board. We didn't get that done. We wish we had him back, but we just got to go into the second half and come out and play better. I asked him also about Darren Sproles, about getting him the ball. He said this team knows Darren Sproles so well. They're double covering him in the passing opportunities, but we're going to try and get him the ball more in the second half, guys.
Great stuff, Tony. Thank you. Kyrie Robinson, a first down carry for a couple of yards. Jordan Hicks in on the tackle. We talked about the total yards, 300, yet only a 3-point lead for Philadelphia.
Obviously, you look away at the takeaways and the points off of it. 7 with Saints, 3 for the Eagles. That's always a key factor, but the third downs, both of them started 2 for 3. Now they're 3 for 7. It's getting tougher going.
Eagles have sacked Brees 3 times, nearly a 4th. That one juggled, and was it intercepted? No, incomplete. Well, for a moment, that ball had popped into the air.
I believe it had, and just the Eagles were unable to come up with it. You see the throw there by Brees. The Eagles almost got home for a sack there. Willie Snead being contested by Nolan Carroll. Snead trying to possess the ball. Carroll pulling at the body. The ball stays up in the air. Byron Maxwell has an opportunity and unable to haul it in.
Right there for the taking. 3rd and 8. They're coming after Brees, and a beautiful throw to a streaking Brandon Cooks. And he is inside the 30-yard line. A big hit from Brees to Cooks.
Remember how the game started where Cooks was the targeted guy? They really wanted to get him going. Well, they did here. ran the route against Malcolm Jenkins, who came into the league as a corner, so he has plenty of experience covering inside receivers. But Cooks beat him off the line of scrimmage, and Drew Brees could not have thrown a prettier pass.
46-yard gain all the way down to the Philadelphia 27-yard line. Ingram wrapped up. What a day it's been. And we're only a couple of plays into this third quarter for big Fletcher Cox.
Fletcher Cox on that play, he just does a great job of going and being patient on the line of scrimmage, giving a false sense of security for the running back, and then pops right out and makes a great tackle. Those guys up on the line of scrimmage are doing a great job of going and playing the run and then converting to the pass when they see it.
C.J. Spiller, the hero, with that 80-yard touchdown reception in overtime to beat Dallas last Sunday night. Checks into the game. It takes a pitch from Brees. And coming down the line to wrap him up is Benny Logan. It's a good group up front when they're healthy for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Cox and Logan and Thornton and company.
And Benny Logan's supposed to be too undersized to play the nose. Watch these guys on the inside. Watch them work against these guards. Look at Logan. Just shoots the gap there. Gets past Senio Kelemete, number 65, who's filling in for their all-pro guard, Jari Evans, out for the third straight game with a knee injury. And he was no match there for Logan.
Another third down, and a third down conversion. Catch made by Marcus Colston right at the 10-yard line.
And as much love as the Eagles are getting, how about the protection there for Drew Brees with the offensive front of the New Orleans Saints? Look at him. You can just see the eyes, which means he's got a clear sight line downfield. And how does that happen? Because the offensive line gives it to you. Remember Marcus Colston dropped one in the first half? We knew right then and there aren't going to be many of those that happen.
He appeared to be shaken up after that 17-yard catch. He remains in the game. We'll keep an eye on Colston. Brees. Dangerous throw there. Outstanding coverage again by Hicks.
Yeah, Marcus Colston, even on that one, the route that he ran, he is not 100% right now. He's hurting on that shoulder. It looked like he landed on the previous play.
Notice he stays in the game, though. The big dog, as they like to call him. He and Drew, what did Drew Brees tell us? Marcus Colston and I think with the same brain in the passing game.
8th play of this drive. Brees, good protection. And inside the 5, down to the 3 is Willie Snead. It'll bring up third down and goal. Saints trying to take the lead for what would be the second time in the game.
This offensive line's doing a tremendous job, giving Drew Brees all the time he needs to find people downfield. And it's a line that's been beat up a little bit themselves. Kelemete in for Jari Evans. Andrus Peat in for Teron Armstead. The left tackle. First start.
Third down and goal. Corner of the end zone, and that had no chance before it ever started.
Looks like Bill Davis, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, had a sense about what was coming. Jenkins just jumped right to that and ends up doubling Willie Snead as he goes to the corner. They were trying to influence Jenkins with another receiver running inside. He never even took a look there. He just had a feeling that Snead was the primary guy and went right to him.
Hunker 7 of 9 in field goal tries on the year. 21-yard field goal try out of a hole of the backup quarterback McCown, and the field goal is good to tie it at 10. So the big 46-yard completion enables New Orleans to tie it here in the third.
On Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide, only with Southwest. By Burger King, kick off fall with a new Oreo Pumpkin Sprite Shake. By Corona, who invites you to find your beach. And by the Lincoln Motor Company and the entirely new Lincoln MKX.
Boy, how impressive were these little boys and girls at Drums of Thunder from Hillside Elementary School in Montclair, New Jersey. Entertaining the fans at halftime here in Philadelphia. They were lights out.
Oh, they were phenomenal. And I love the leader, the adult who was leading them.
He was like a little kid.
He got into it, didn't he?
He sure did.
They were tremendous. I mean, I saw Elementary, I about fell over. And that was a professional drum corps.
All right, 10-10 game. We talked about how critically important this one is for both of these teams. After starting the year 1-3, and so far, Philadelphia's missed some big chances.
Yeah, they've driven the ball up and down the field. Here's earlier in the game, Brandon Browner with an interception of Sam Bradford in the end zone. Delvin Breaux with an interception in the end zone. Drop pass by Riley Cooper as they were going in towards the red zone. Great sack, strip sack by Fletcher Cox, recovered by Jordan Hicks. But they got a 15-yard penalty on the play from the bench, which set them back and ended up kicking a field goal. You see some of the struggles this season. First half scoring points, the only big week at the New York Jets with 24, but they haven't put two halves together all year long.
First down for Bradford and the Eagles. Their first play offensively here in the second half, and into the hands of DeMarco Murray. And that'll be a gain of 5 on first down.
And it's not to take any credit away from New Orleans about what they did. They are the ones who went and got the interceptions. Give them credit for that, Rob Ryan and crew. See Sean Payton writing some notes. But the Eagles ran 45 plays in the first half. 23 of them were in Saints territory and only got 10 points. That tells you a lot about why Philadelphia would think missed opportunities.
You know, this Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, I mean, they have been tarred and feathered here in the local media, as that's a first down carry, a gain of 10 by DeMarco Murray. But let's turn it the other way, and what a good job they have done so far today. Their quarterback has not been sacked, and they have run the ball for more yards already than they've been averaging per game.
And they've been playing hurt. Jason Peters, back from a quad injury, only played 7 plays last week. Lane Johnson, ankle, knee, back, and he's out there doing his thing.
Murray, a Philadelphia rushing high today. Didn't have to do a lot to get there. 47 was his best, and now he's gone over 55. And that's all year long.
And trying to help DeMarco Murray and trying to help Ryan Matthews and Darren Sproles. Lane Johnson, this offseason, went and trained MMA, try and get himself tougher. And he did it with Jay Glazer, our colleague. And Glaze said, if you came out here just to try and make a Pro Bowl, forget it. You should be out here wanting to go to 8 Pro Bowls and become elite. And that's what he worked on this summer.
Wide receiver screen to Huff, and that was read beautifully by the Saints. Third down coming up. And we check in with Mike Hill back in Los Angeles.
Guys, Seattle trying to get Cincinnati its first loss of the season. That defense is back. Michael Bennett blows up the reverse, forces the fumble. Bobby Wagner scoops and scores 23 yards. All Seattle, 24-7 in the third.
Yeah, turnovers going to stand killing the Bengals in that one so far today, and that fumble return for a touchdown.
And that big play by Cam Chancellor last week.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes that's the thing that ignites a team. You get a break, you take advantage of it.
Well, they've allowed 10 total points since he's come back.
I think he means something to them.
Third down conversion into the hands of Jordan Matthews, and they'll move the chains up to the 45-yard line.
He really is an impressive receiver, isn't he? Jordan Matthews, all-time leading receiver in the Southeastern Conference.
That's saying something there.
Coming out of Vanderbilt. And if you check the quarterbacks he played with at Vanderbilt, I don't think any of them are in the NFL. He really had a tremendous career, and he's carried it over here his second year in the NFL.
That's the all-time leader in SEC history in receptions and receiving yards. First down to Darren Sproles to the outside, and look out. Oh, boy, not for a last-second reaction by Jamarcus Sanford. Sproles was on his way to the end zone.
And watch this offensive line go to work for him now. Look at them moving. There's Tobin, 64. 62's Kelsey, who gets to the ground for the cut block. Staying on his feet was Tobin, 64, to help downfield. This offensive line struggled, injuries, but they're starting to put it together and help the running game come to life.
341 yards of offense, and we're midway through the third quarter. Cooper had it batted away. Late closing speed there by Browner, who's been burned for some big plays this year, and there's a flag behind the line of scrimmage.
The quarterback's head. The 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I think he said number 94, Cameron Jordan, I believe.
So that call may explain why this ball was a little short. So we're going to take a look and see. Here's Jordan, 94, if that's who indeed got the penalty. He's rushing, and he gets there into Sam Bradford's face, and I think he affected him enough that this ball was left short for Riley Cooper. Yeah, and he gets up around the head area, and they're going to throw a flag around for that every time.
An automatic first down. And it is Ryan Matthews into the game off to the left side for a gain of 3. Saints on defense, the most penalized unit in the NFL. 20 penalties so far this year. The league average for this time of the season, 12.
And the bulk of them coming in the secondary.
Bradford rolling. And right on the money to Huff. Still on his feet inside the 5, down to the 2.
You got to love the second effort, guys. Makes the catch. Guys downfield making blocks. He just wants to get in that end zone. Does everything he possibly can. Gets all the way down to the 2-yard line. Great extra effort by Huff.
Saints going to have to call a timeout. They were rushing players out onto the field. Philly knocking on the door, trying to take the lead.
As you're trying to get things settled in, you're trying to fix things, Sean Payton conferring with his defensive coordinator, Rob Ryan, trying to say, okay, what are we going to do to stop this march? Exchange of ideas. And right now it's tough because Philadelphia has them on the run. Up-tempo play, I think, got to them a little bit.
10th play of this drive, a 10-10 game into the hands of Matthews. And a touchdown.
We talked about it earlier, just making a hole when there's nothing there. Standing 10 yards out of the end zone right here. Matthews has nothing. Just goes, lowers his shoulders and drives right into the end zone.
Tony, we talked about dirty runs, right? Where you have to get something that may not be there. They may have more people than you can block. This was a grimy, nasty run by Ryan Matthews to get the ball in the end zone.
So no sooner does New Orleans tie the game, Philadelphia marches right down the field to take a 6-point lead, and now hoping that Sturgis can make it 7.
Nothing automatic this year about the PAT, is there, guys?
The touchdown will be further reviewed.
This almost might have the effect of icing your kicker, having him out there for a PAT.
So while they took a look, we will step aside.
Find local games with NFL Mobile only on Verizon.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It's a touchdown.
Of course, they're going to take a look at Mike Pereira at every scoring play. But what might they have been looking at there?
Well, I think they were just looking at the left knee because you'll see it hit here. But they probably ought to go to you, Goose. You get a great look at this, don't you?
It's about time you started noticing me a little bit more, Michael. I appreciate that. I could have gave it to him right here. All he had to do was come 5 yards, turn around. I would have given him the thumbs up. We wouldn't have had to wasted all that time. Thanks, Mike.
Point after is good. Well, Siragusa shows up. And for the first time all year, the Eagles have scored a touchdown in each half of a game. We are back in Philadelphia, Boathouse Row. Beautiful fall Sunday afternoon.
That is gorgeous, isn't it?
Sure is.
A lot of work, those rowboats.
3. Well, what's that, Tony?
Those rowboats are a lot of work, though. I like it.
They are work.
All right, Goose, I know you've been following Andrus Peat, the rookie, on Fletcher Cox.
He's done a pretty good job for a young guy. There he is right there against Cox. Right here, he gives up a sack, but Cox just keeps coming. That is not on Andrus Peat. Right. The quarterback has to step up. That's a great job by him of following through. He can't get discouraged giving up that sack because he's got to work with the quarterback. He's got to know that that quarterback needs to step up and He's just going to get better and better. He's doing a great job out there right now from what I can see.
Tony, you've been working on that dance step when you imitate offensive linemen. We saw a little bit of that from Andrus Peat a moment ago.
Kick slide there.
I'll pull it out in a little while.
Fake the run to Ingram. And loose ball again. It looks like the Eagles have it. That would be the second fumble today by Breeze. And it is Fletcher Cox again. His third sack of the game.
He does a great job of just getting up in his face and coming right through the line of scrimmage.
And you know who else helped him? Was Benny Logan, because he took away an escape hatch for Drew Brees, number 96. They formed a pincer. And look at how Cox doesn't just sack it, but he goes for the football and pops it free. Remember we said Fletcher Cox should make the Pro Bowl last year, didn't get in? Oh, he's going now. All right? I mean, if he doesn't go after today, forget it.
Tell you what, Benny Logan, watching him also does a great job. The inside guys, the nose guards, the tackles, they need to stay in front of the quarterback like Drew Brees. They can't open the gates and let it be like 9-on-7 we can see down the field. Great job of going and giving his other defensive lineman on the line of scrimmage time to go and get sacks like that.
Right now, another golden chance, and it is Riley Cooper watching Brent Selleck run right by into the end zone. A touchdown.
Love the play call. Look at Selleck, 87 in green. Why do I love the play call? This is a dagger play. Meaning you got momentum. You just picked up a turnover. You attack right away if you're Chip Kelly. That's exactly what he did. But dialed it up right out of the gate. Brent Selleck, known for more as a blocking tight end, does have receiver skills. And that's his second touchdown catch of the year.
Great job by Sam Bradford also putting it on the outside away from the defender.
Tony, that was so wide open, we could have shot putted that one there.
Pretty much.
Selleck closing in on 350 career receptions, and that is a point after that is missed. Second week in a row, Sturgis has missed a point after. Three sacks, forcing a couple of fumbles today is Fletcher Cox, both of them with hits on Drew Brees. And resulting in points. A field goal in the first half, a touchdown one play later to Brent Selleck. And a 23-10 lead, but a long way to go in this one from Philadelphia.
Yeah, you don't exactly relax when the Saints are playing offense, do you? If you're a defensive team.
Never.
Just can't do it.
Saints football from the 20.
So we were talking about Andrus Peat and how he's doing as a rookie. He's number 75 here. Watch here on this play. Fake here, and Drew Brees comes back on the other side. And then here comes Cox. Freeze right there. So, Tony, what did you see on that one?
Well, the offensive line is zone blocking up front. Everybody's going to the right. At a certain point, Fletcher Cox is going to be wide open coming out the backside. That's when Drew Brees needs to move, use his feet, and get out of the way or throw the ball away.
Ended up hurting the left tackle a little bit there. He gets the sack, but maybe not all on him.
Exactly.
And there's Fletcher Cox yet again along with Logan. A 1-yard gain for Ingram. Well, this season, stream live Sunday afternoon games right on your smartphone by visiting NFL Mobile.
As if people didn't get in enough trouble watching the games. Now you do it on the phone.
A major trouble.
Nobody's going to talk to anybody anymore.
Those discussions are over.
Second down, and Brees goes complete to Colston.
You know what, guys, watching Colston come across and then run that route, he does not look like he's
No doubt about it.
That right arm, he's favoring that right arm big time.
He's keeping it tucked to his side, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not extending that arm. He's not, he's not even running the routes like you used to see. Even if it's a run play, and you're always used to seeing him coming off the ball, running around.
But you notice he's not coming out. I mean, you talk about a warrior mentality as a player. He wants to stay out there.
Saints perfect on this young season. 5 of 5 on 3rd down and a yard. And did Ingram get enough?
I think he did. They're running right down the line, and that's what he needed to get.
We'll wait on the spot.
See where
First down.
Yeah, see where his foot is? Right there.
And it's right there, too, now.
Right on it. Got just enough.
Yeah, Marcus Colston, that last one. You know, you're talking about favoring that right arm. His downfield block and only using his left arm.
Breeze on 1st down. And the catch is made. A gain of 7. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee back in Los Angeles.
Well, with both LaShawn McCoy and Carlos Williams out with injuries, Tyrod Taylor takes over the running game in Buffalo, and it's working pretty well right here. 22-yard score, but his team's still down by 3 in the 4th quarter at Tennessee. Tom, Charles, Tony?
Ho-Ho Manawanui making the reception to sign this week.
They call him the Who Man. To make it simpler.
I think that's a good idea.
helps us all, doesn't it? And what a nice play there by Maxwell.
And again, you see Colston. I mean, his right arm is just resting basically on that right thigh.
They might
and not moving it at all.
They might need to get him out to help him to protect himself.
Absolutely.
Because he is just out there because he's going to go play. Marcus Colston is one of the tougher guys you're going to meet out here. And everyone out here is a tough guy. But right now, see Maxwell hits that shoulder and it just drops on him. It'd be hard to make contested catches when your shoulder's in that type of pain.
3rd down and 3. Saints down by 13. We're in the 3rd. And it's incomplete. That's Malcolm Jenkins in coverage on C.J. Spiller.
And Drew Brees wants a call against Malcolm Jenkins, but what Jenkins did was really smart. He just ran him over the sideline because Brees saw Spiller on a shorter route and then had time and had him go deeper. But watch Jenkins. See how he just pins him to the sideline and runs him out? You see the hat come in? That means that the receiver is out of bounds. So the first guy to touch it can't be him coming back in bounds. Excellent coverage by Malcolm Jenkins.
4:05 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Philadelphia will get the football back. Shanked. We'll see where they spot this. They're running towards midfield. Right at it.
Never good when you see the line judge out of breath trying to go and get a punt. That's not good. He might have to run over and get some oxygen after that one.
That is a 13-yard punt by Fields, who's replacing Thomas Morstead this week.
Remember, Fields is a past Pro Bowl guy. 2013, lost his job with the Dolphins this summer. Beaten out by Matt Darr, I believe.
There's the official
Here he
right
comes.
there. I mean,
Here he comes. Tony,
you got to get him in training with that. Yeah, that's a 60-yard run right there.
Lucky he didn't pull a hammy.
Yeah.
Lost his hat as well. DeMarco Murray, strong, running a gain of 5 on 1st down.
They're sticking with that play. We've seen that 3 or 4 times on every one of the running backs that the Eagles has, with the 2 offensive linemen pull them to the outside.
And Tony, I think DeMarco Murray has become a stronger, more determined runner as this game has gone on.
12 rushes, 62 yards for Murray. Now they put it in his hands out of the backfield, and he has enough for a 1st down. So, with that catch, Murray has touched the ball 17 times in the game so far. See a total of 47 yards combined his first 3 games on the ground. 62 of them today. Murray again, nowhere this time.
Yeah, you're talking about the run game of the Eagles, Tom, and it's just doing wonders for the passing game also. I mean, it's just, you have a defense that's out there playing against this Eagle offense that has to go and figure out what they're trying to do. The run game is setting up all the passes, the play action, everything that they want to do offensively. That's something that they can't abandon. We talked about it earlier. This team needs to run the ball.
Down the middle of the field again, it is Selleck trying to leapfrog his way inside the 20 and does so down to the 15-yard line.
And Tony, to your point, this is how they got the run game going today. By opening up the passing game, by throwing the ball early, getting the ball in Bradford's hands, getting it to receivers, and coming back in reverse, and then getting the run game going because now there's some avenues and some lanes to run through. Selleck having an excellent day.
Well, Selleck his last year with Andy Reid here had 57 catches for nearly 700 yards. The tight end just doesn't get the football as frequently in this Chip Kelly offense. The last 2 years combined, Selleck only a total of 64 catches. But boy, when you throw it to him, he's going to catch it.
Going to catch it, going to block for you, going to give great effort downfield after the catch.
Guy has just had an outstanding career here in Philadelphia.
And he's tutoring the younger tight ends each day after practice on getting better themselves.
Murray trying to break it to the outside and wrestle down. So third down coming up. Well, Murray said after last week he wanted the football more. Felt like he should be getting more touches. Not in a malicious way.
No, not at all. But the big thing for him is when you're a high-priced free agent, and I know they talked about it on our pregame show, you want to justify it too. It's not this. His comments I didn't read as selfish, like I need the ball. It was much more of, I can do a better job for you if I touch it more. But we also have to remember, he missed the Jets game with a hamstring injury. So he's just rounding back into form, trying to get back healthy.
Well, it also gets back to what you and Tony have been talking about all day long is Kyle Wilson is the injured same. The only other game where the Eagles rushed for over 100 yards before today was in their only win so far this year against the Jets. And today, here we are in the third quarter, 124 rushing yards for the Eagles.
And when you go back to the Jets game, as stout as the Jets are up front, that's a heck of an accomplishment. You talk about a defensive line, and now they're going to get Sheldon Richardson back. Good luck, because that's a really tough front as Wilson goes to the locker room.
Third down and 9. Sproles alongside Bradford. Crossing pattern will not be enough for a first down. And out comes the field goal unit for Chip Kelly's Philadelphia Eagles.
The best catch on that play was Sam Bradford handling the snap. That could have gotten away from him and been disaster to start the play. Good hands by Bradford, able to gain a few yards and set up the field goal attempt.
No giving.
No, because, look, you just missed an extra point, a PAT from 33 yards.
And it is good. 29-yard field goal try by Caleb Sturgis.
So here are your mechanics. Remember, you've got a new kicker because Cody Parkey's been hurt. Donnie Jones, the punter, gets it down from the snap from John Dornbos, and they get it executed.
Well, together, the NFL and the American Cancer Society encourage everyone to join in the fight against breast cancer. Learn more about a Crucial Catch Day on October the 13th and find out how you can help make a crucial catch for so many others at NFL.com/pink. Bo Allen's mother, a breast cancer survivor.
Susie. Bo, very proud of her. And Bo Allen from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Went to Wisconsin.
Real men.
Quintessential nose tackle.
It's not like some guys that go to Pitt and Tennessee.
This guy went to Wisconsin.
Right.
All right. Calm down up there in the booth.
Hence his nickname, the Polar Bear.
That's great. Right across the 15 and the 20, the 25, 27 for Murphy. Pretty quiet day today for Drew Brees. 14 of 26, 187 yards, a touchdown. Has not thrown an interception.
And their running game sputtered, and now They want to throw the ball a lot anyway. I'm not sure how much they'll run it at all. And with the heat being increased by the Eagles, and you remember coming into the game, everybody was complaining the Eagles don't have enough sacks. Well, guess what? Their opportunities are there now for things to continue to improve in that area.
Well, they have 4 sacks. Breeze has fumbled away the football twice. And this is Ingram. All the way up to the 45-yard line on what more than likely will be the final play of the third quarter. This game's not over. 26-10 at the end of the third. NFL on Fox will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Now, Chuck, this is your kind of guy right here.
Concrete Charlie. Chuck Bednarik, the last great two-way player in Pitt. Came out of Penn, right here in town. 2-time All-American center. Played for the Eagles 49-62. 9 times All-NFL. And that was the statue in the North Concourse of Franklin Field. Remember, he played almost 60 minutes in the 1960 championship game against the Packers, and the Eagles won a title.
And a cab driver today couldn't stop talking about him. So that's the last time I watch those bums play in person. Nothing like coming to Philadelphia.
I met Chuck Bednarik a few years ago, and it was one of the greatest nights of my life. Just a night with Chuck Bednarik hearing stories. And when I introduced him to a friend, I said, he played 58 minutes in the title game. Chuck hits me on the shoulder and goes, 58 and a half.
Good stuff. Breeze. And the ball is loose again. Catch made by Josh Hill, or they saying an incomplete pass. No catch.
Guys, one thing we can't forget here, even though the momentum is a little bit on the Eagles' side, it's only a 2-score game right now. You're only down by 16 points. Because the extra point was missed, Drew Brees, this game is not the Eagles right now.
It's a great point, Tony, because with the number of PATs that have been missed this year, it has changed strategy, it has changed thinking, it has changed comfort level going down the stretch, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Because you don't get to that 3-score margin all the time.
Sometimes you're on a team that's up and you think you're sitting pretty, and it goes for the worst real fast.
Should have been intercepted. Breeze under heavy pressure.
I think this is Vinny Curry. I saw Fletcher Cox in there again. Watch Hicks. The rookie linebacker out of Texas almost comes up with another interception. He's playing full-time due to the injury to Michael Kendricks. Jordan Hicks had 147 tackles his last year at Texas. 3rd-round pick, and he's assimilated well. Chip Kelly calls him a one-timer, meaning you tell him one time, he gets it.
As we were talking about earlier, we brought up Cincinnati, the city of Cincinnati being good at his Philadelphia Eagles franchise. He went to Texas.
Another shank, guys.
Playing high school football in the Queen City. Nearly had a takeaway there. Philly with a chance to put this one on ice.
Team is sponsored by Subway Restaurants. Get to Subway for the chicken and bacon ranch melt. Subway, eat fresh. By Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. And by DirecTV. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Talking about the Palestra and some great high school players that have played there locally. Wilt the Stilt, Kobe Bryant, even LeBron James came in from Akron to play as a high schooler. There we go! How about those 3 names? Ryan Matthews wisely going to stay inbounds and picks up, it looks like, enough for a first down. Very close.
It's pretty good names you're talking about. Don't forget Sonny Hill. Remember the Rucker League, Rucker Park in New York. Sonny Hill's the answer here in Philadelphia.
Looks like Colston is going into the locker room, guys.
Let's hope he's not seriously hurt. They can get him back quickly. He is a player.
This is Ryan Matthews. Cuts it back to the inside. And all the way down to the 37-yard line.
How about this blocking, guys? I'm telling you this, the blocking up front Look to your left. You see Barber 76, Kelsey 62. Look at that. Look at those blocks, and now look at the gap that Matthews has to sprint through. 87 downfield blocking as well. That's Ertz. No, excuse me, not Ertz, but 87 Brett Selleck. What a tremendous job carving a hole for Ryan Matthews.
Yeah, this offensive line has been very impressive today. A little banged up like we talked about earlier, but they're playing their hearts out.
I really think Chip Kelly with his play calling helped that line early, and now they've coalesced.
Bradford looking for Murray, and batted away in coverage to now Ellerby. Take a quick game break. Back to Los Angeles we go.
Well, after Atlanta took its first lead of the game, Washington came right back, helped by a 43-yard pass interference penalty. They set up Matt Jones for a 2-yard score. It's 13-12. Washington trying to pull the upset. Tom, Charles, and Tony.
And Kurt, that Atlanta team, Thursday night, they're in New Orleans in the Dome.
Bradford swings it to Murray, and a flag comes in late. This might be a face mask. He had Ellerby there first, and then Vaccaro.
And I think it appeared to Ellerby reaching back, I thought, trying to make it.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Defense, number 59. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
One-on-one tackle in the open field. Shaking and baking going on with, and right there, he ends up grabbing the mask and with a full tug. It wasn't intentional, but the moves that DeMarco Murray put on him, that was the end result.
21 touches for Murray, 88 yards.
This was on infraction. Defense, number 93. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
First time we've called the name of Kevin Williams all day today in his 13th season. 6-time Pro Bowler, 11 of his 13 years in Minnesota.
Remember he's part of the big Williams wall.
Oh, yeah.
How great they were.
Murray a 22nd touch. And knocking on the door of 100 yards from scrimmage is DeMarco Murray.
And you know who's feeling it right now? That offensive line. Tony, they are just firing off in this zone blocking now, creating great holes.
I've never met an offensive line that didn't like running the ball, coming off, being able to hit those defensive linemen.
And you know, you go back to the offseason. A turbulent, some would say transformative offseason when Chip Kelly realized, or at least he thought 10 wins last year didn't get him in the playoffs. He said, I knew we weren't good enough. We made all the plays on special teams. We turned it over too much. Had a defense that couldn't get off the field. Overhauled the entire team, but many felt like he neglected that offensive line. Evan Mathis, an all-pro. Todd Harriman's an all-pro. And that's Matthews still on his feet, reaching for the goal line and just short. But it'll be a first down.
That's a 6'3", 212-pound slot receiver that ran through 2 open field tackles to get there.
And I beg your pardon, it was goal to go, so 3rd and goal now.
Look at this. Runs right through the first one. Essentially runs through the second one, leaping for the pylon. And Harriman's ended up in Indianapolis, got cut there. Evan Mathis was a 2-time All-Pro, but today, this line is playing very well and getting better as the game goes on. Right up until there.
Stephon Anthony, the rookie who's been playing so well. They're 2nd of 2 first-round picks in this year's draft.
I thought he was the best inside linebacker coming out in the draft last spring. And he read his keys and shot the gap so well.
They needed a play like that. They needed a negative play for this offense.
And they did it and forced a field goal attempt.
Well, you make it mighty tough on the Saints if you convert on this 26-yard field goal try. High snap, but the kick is good by Sturgis. 29-10 Philadelphia. American League Division Series FS1 tonight, Game 3. And the Rangers trying to close out the heavily favored Toronto Blue Jays. That'll be streaming live as well on Fox Sports Go. Peter Edward Rose, baseball's all-time hit king, along with Frank Thomas, part of the pregame show tonight.
So the hit king and the big hurt, letting you know how it's going down.
You better believe that. Of course, Pete Rose wondering the other day after Josh Donaldson left the game after a collision out at second base, and wondering how in the world an MVP would be leaving a game.
Yeah, Pete wasn't leaving very many games unless multiple bones were sticking out of his skin.
Yeah.
So earlier today, Marcus Colson went down hard, appeared on his shoulder with Byron Maxwell on the top of him, but he tried to play through it. Tony, what do you have about Marcus Colson?
Well, he went into the locker room. We finally got a report from the Saints with a right shoulder. They're doing an examination now, but he's questionable on the return.
He has been such a fabulous player. Was a 252nd player chosen in the 2006 draft. He is a Saints franchise leader in every receiving category. But now they are in hurry-up mode with 10 to go, down by 19.
And Drew Brees is key receiver also. I mean, that's the guy he looks for when he needs a first down or a big play. Not having him in the lineup right now is really affecting this offense.
Long ball. And the catch is made by Snead, and still on his feet. Dragged down inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line.
What a tremendous throw on that one, Charles.
Oh, wow. It was something. And this outside, number 23 in green is Nolan Carroll, working with number 83 in white, Willie Snead. And Snead does a nice job of tracking the football and not losing speed. I think Nolan Carroll, when he came out of his turn, I think he thought that was the break point of the route. And it turned out he was running a go or a streak. And he kept going in a beautifully thrown football by Drew Brees.
59-yard gain. 9 minutes to play in Philadelphia. First down at the 12. Ball is loose. The question is, was it caught? And it's a turnover in Philadelphia football. D'Amico Ryans, a big hit to jar it loose. Oho Manawanui had the ball. Ryans blows it up, and another turnover.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online. Sign up now.
Turnover, the third of the game for the Saints. 3 fumbles, 2 by Brees, and that one caused by D'Amico Ryans. Eagles have a 29-10 lead. They have the ball with under 9 minutes to go. They're going to throw it to Riley Cooper, a first down. And, you know, Mike Pereira, there seems to be a lot of debate about when is it a catch, when is it not a catch. We've seen a lot of very close plays here over the last 3-4 weeks already.
Yeah, and the key is, has he become a runner? And he got both feet down, turned upfield, and braced for the contact. So he was able to protect himself, and that's how the league is describing it, and Dean Blandino is describing it. That is a good example of a catch fumble.
Thanks, Mike. Michael Manawanui, they just picked up from New England. Coughed that one up on the hit from Ryans.
DeMarco Murray still running hard. That'll be a gain of close to 9. And a penalty flag down again.
That one came in, looked like behind the play. Might have been the blocking downfield, guys getting tangled up with each other.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Defense, number 39. 15 yards added to the end of the play. First foul.
That's Brandon Browner, and that is another penalty on the Saints defense. By far the most penalized defense in the NFL.
And it's back here. It's Browner working with Riley Cooper. And this happens a lot, especially as things get later in the game. Guys been going at each other the whole time. Browner gets the face mask. And as you noted, Tom, Browner is a big-time repeat offender in the penalties category.
Oh, boy.
Browner and Delvin Breaux came into it today with a bunch of penalties each out on the corners.
In fact, Browner last week misses. 7 penalties on the year. Good run by Murray. And let's check in with Kurt Menefee again back in Los Angeles.
Browns tight end Gary Barnidge had 3 touchdowns his first 7 years. This is his third in 3 weeks, but how spectacular is it? Against Baltimore, Barnidge goes up, catches it between his legs, caps their comeback right now at least. 22-21, they're back from 21-9 down. Tom?
Wow. How about that? Gary Barnidge. You know what Gary Barnidge is known to be?
No.
Blocking tight end. Every now and then.
Well, there's a reason why, because you don't get a lot of chances to catch it with your feet. Murray bottled up at the line of scrimmage.
That's so funny because you get scouts who will describe a guy who doesn't have good hands as a guy who catches it like he has feet. But Gary Barnidge worked pretty well for him. Look at this.
Well, you know, they were hoping it would carry over that second half against the Redskins last week. They weren't perfect, but they were better.
Yes.
Had some big plays in their offense. They have run the ball unbelievably well today. Over 500 yards of offense.
The time of possession and the number of plays that they've run, that's been a key for them.
And that's a throw that's got to be made, or a catch that's got to be made.
You don't get this again. Jordan Matthews, usually very sure-handed, and Sam Bradford puts it in an excellent spot for him, and he's unable to haul it in. I don't know that he could have thrown it a heck of a lot better than that. That's putting it right on the receiver.
See the numbers on Bradford, 31 of 45. He had the 2 interceptions in the end zone to start today. But has come back strong with a pair of touchdowns. Third down, Bradford, for the first time all day, is sacked. And a penalty flag is down.
And that came again from the back judge all the way in the center of the field, Greg Yett.
Jordan had the sack, but
Holding. Defense number 39. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
we just got finished saying that coming into the game, Browner had been penalized 7 times.
That's him working in the slot. It's past 5 yards is what I can think. But that didn't feel like he was holding him. You know, past 5 yards with the contact, I get. That didn't feel like he was impeding him by holding him. I know he's got a reputation, and that hurts him too.
Darren Sproles, not much running room there. Maybe 3 yards after the automatic first down following the penalty. You know, we talked before this game ever began that, you know, at 1-3 after your first 4, that you were behind the 8 ball. You slipped to 1-4. Take a look percentage-wise at your chance of reaching the playoffs. 5%. Not impossible,
but
next
close
to it.
And neither one of these franchises, we went back and looked, but if they've ever started 1-4, they've never made it to the playoffs.
Well, Philadelphia started 1-3.
Ball start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
You know, with their 1-3 start this year, they already had 2 divisional losses, 3 conference losses. And the Saints are in a division where 2 teams are unbeaten going into play today.
And what a difference a year makes. The NFC South last year, Tom, you were probably 3/4 of the way through the season last year, and people were saying, well, that division winner gets 6 wins.
Right.
And in the year later, you've got Carolina and Atlanta coming into today, undefeated, both of them.
Atlanta is leading Washington 18-16, but they're down to the final minute of that one.
At the beginning of this game, our colleague Tony Siragusa talked about how this Philadelphia Eagles team needed to come out, get some confidence in running the football, get some first downs, and protect its defense by taking care of the ball and possessing it for more downs and more time so the defense could get a mental and a physical break. I believe mission accomplished. Tony gave us a formula at the top of the game. The Eagles have played into it.
Well, you look last week, 2/3 of that loss the Philadelphia defense on the field and the wear and tear you referred to, Charles, and what Tony did. And, Bill Davis, their defensive coordinator, would not come out and say it. That 15-play, 90-yard drive that Washington executed to win the game in the final seconds. But Tony, guys get worn out, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You only have so many plays in you. And you know what the big thing is? And I was telling Billy Davis this before the game. The linemen up front, the big guys, once they run out of gas, they can't ever get it back. They never refill their tank like the specialties guys, like the linebackers and the defensive backs. Once the big guys are tired, they're wore out, they're over. They're done. They can't rush the passer. You're not going to get the productivity out of those guys like you had early in the game. So you need to have a rotation. But it's huge for those guys to get their rest on the sideline. Not just that, make the corrections, talk to each other, talk to the coaches, try to get as much information as possible. And with an offense that is so quick, fast, and when they get 3 and outs and the defense doesn't have time to go and sit down and talk, it really affects the defense. So it really helped them to run the ball today, keep drives going. Exactly what Chip Kelly wanted to get done with that offense today, they got done.
Another big divisional game coming up 2 weeks from now, the 19th against the New York Giants. Then go to unbeaten Carolina. This will be a field goal try. 41 yards away for Caleb Sturgis. Good snap, good hold, and a good kick. Right down the middle. 32-10. Philadelphia on its way to a second win on the year. The most unique voice in sports on FS1, Colin Cowherd, brings you his smart sports talk along with some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment every weekday. The Herd with Colin Cowherd, weekdays, noon Eastern, only on FS1.
When does he sleep? Because he works Sunday on the pregame show as well.
He's hanging with our old good friend, Carissa Thompson.
She's doing a fantastic job.
She really, she's
Tremendous job, tremendous.
We wondered, would it be one of those days for Philadelphia, moving up and down the field, but a pair of interceptions into the end zone thrown by Bradford, but then their defense came up with some big plays, and Bradford righted the ship along with the rest of his team offensively.
This is a day where things came together for Philadelphia, where they hung in there. Some adversity kicked in. They didn't sag. New Orleans hung in there pretty well for a good long time. Philadelphia's defense is really the big difference as this game continued on.
32-10, closing in on the 4-minute mark. And Ingram out of the backfield up to the 34-yard line. And it is intercepted. A 4th turnover. This is Walter Thurman still on his feet all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Walter Thurman, 26, is in the back right in the middle. You'll see him there in green. All he does is play center field. With the baseball playoffs going on, he took a page from those guys' books and just followed the flight. And there's Breeze taking a shot as Andrus Peat tries to protect him against number 90 on the pass rush. Marcus Smith, last year's first-round pick, getting a little bit of action. But Walter Thurman has transformed himself from a cornerback to a center field free safety who makes a ton of plays on the football. Malcolm Jenkins was telling us in our meeting he has a knack for creating big plays, popping the ball free on running plays. What a transition by Walter Thurman.
Well, there are some wild games going on around the NFL. We're going to check in with Mike Kill in a moment as DeMarco Murray finds the end zone. It's been a good day for DeMarco Murray. Not a great day, but a solid day. 83 rushing yards, another 37 with 7 catches.
And look at those big guys in green pulling. Barber, 76. Kelsey, the center, snapping the ball and pulling and creating a wide lane for DeMarco Murray to stroll into the end zone.
All set up after the 44-yard interception return by Thurman. And a point after is good. 39-10. All right, not much doubt about this one, but Mike Hill, there's a lot going on.
Certainly is in Atlanta. Falcons trying to stay undefeated against the Skins. Devontae Freeman, 6 yards on the score. He's got 8 TDs in his last 4 games. That's the potential game winner. 1916 Falcons in the third. Tom, Charles, back to you.
Devontae Freeman coming out of college, jack of all trades. I wasn't sure he was a lead running back. He's really pulling it off and accomplishing it this year, that's for sure.
Tell you another game, it's a wild game going on right now. 24-7, Seattle led Cincinnati. The Bengals have just tied the game, sending it into overtime at 24.
We all anticipated that being a big-time game today, and it's living up to it.
Tom, you living in Cincinnati, what's the feeling back home with the team, the way they're playing? They got to be excited.
Well, you know, Tony, how it goes, and it was well documented. I thought the guys on the pregame show did a great job today, and Aaron Andrews, her interview with Andy Dalton and A.J. Green. I mean, this is becoming really a solid franchise on the field and off the field. In the playoffs, 5 out of 6, 4 in a row, but they've lost 4 straight years in the first round of the playoffs, and even though they started undefeated this year, Tony, you know how this goes. A lot of people want to know, can you beat a big-time team?
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's right.
Exactly. Marvin Lewis done a great job there. I'll tell you what, him being my defensive coordinator when I was down in Baltimore, he was one of the key reasons why we won Super Bowls down there in Baltimore.
Well, yeah, the other thing about it is the job he has done in cleaning up the whole culture. You know, for a long time there, the Bungles was aptly named. But boy, on and off the field, they have been rock solid for a number of seasons now. Booted out of the end zone. You know, we talked about DeMarco Murray. Said last week, not in a malicious sort of way, that he thought he should get more touches. Charles, he's getting them today.
And it didn't start out easy, though. Tough sledding, running the ball. And then he found a crease there and started to look like the DeMarco Murray we saw. Then he also dropped his pads, as Tony Siragusa and I were talking about, where he started to create some more space for himself on some tougher runs. Caught the ball well out of the backfield, 27 touches for 120 yards and a touchdown. That's a DeMarco Murray day.
That's the guy you paid for when you brought in here.
Absolutely. You know what, guys? I think not just DeMarco Murray, I think Ryan Matthews and Darren Sproles, all 3 of them. I mean, when you have a stable of horses like that, you got to use those guys in the game. And not just one of them, use them all so they can go and last throughout the season. But it's so hard for defensive linemen to go because of each different kind of runners to go and see who's back there and start to get a rhythm on one guy.
Gentlemen, take a look at the second half offensive possessions for what had been a struggling Philadelphia Eagles offense. Take a look at this.
There it is. Touchdown, touchdown. Field. So points on every possession in the second half.
You know, but let's turn it around the other way now. We've talked a lot about Philadelphia. You know, the Saints needed overtime last week
to beat the Cowboys.
To beat the Cowboys, their first and only win of this season, and this has not been a good day today.
Not a good day today. You're wondering about the health of some of your guys. Do you get Charlie Evans, your all-pro guard, back? He's missed 3 games now. They tried to work him out in pregame. He couldn't go. You've lost Teron Armstead, who is ticketed for stardom at left tackle. He's hurt. He doesn't play today. You have to start the rookie Andrus Peat. Your defense hung in there as long as it could, even though yardage was being accumulated. They weren't giving up many points, but you can only hold on so long because right now the offense isn't giving them what they want either. They're not able to run the ball, or they choose not to run the ball. So they've got Thursday night with Atlanta coming to town, and that's a tough task in and of itself.
And Atlanta is going to overtime against the Washington Redskins, so we won't know whether that would be an unbeaten Atlanta team. You're going to Indianapolis so-so, but you know they'll have luck back, you figure, by then. Giants and Tennessee come to the Big Easy.
Giants getting some momentum going. They have San Francisco in the Sunday night game. Tennessee getting better. Mariota playing well. They were leading the Bills earlier today.
Yeah, the Bills rallied late to win that game, 14-13.
Yeah, the last I'd seen, I believe it was 10-0 Tennessee. They're going to keep getting better there. They've got confidence with the young quarterback that they like a lot, and that helps raise the level of play around the whole team when they believe in their quarterback.
C.J. Spiller inside the 35-yard line. Saints going to try and get off a play before the 2-minute warning, at least one. Brees sacked again. Ryan Brayman dropping Brees for the 5th sack of the day by this Philadelphia defense. Our game today produced by Mark Teitelman, directed by Greg Scopatone, our associate director Alex Olson, our broadcast associate Jordan Wolf, our technical producer Bob Muller, and an early happy birthday tomorrow. Our graphics coordinator, Christine Lee. We hope she enjoys her day tomorrow. As always, up here in the booth, we thank Scott Snyder and Tom Barbary.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday indeed.
And also Nick Gagliano, my producer down here.
Nick.
And Pat Kroyowski also helped out today, guys.
Yes, sir.
Can't forget my man.
It takes a village, right, Goose?
You got it. You got it. Running around getting all these injury reports. Things going on down there that you wouldn't even believe.
Brees just does get it off. Catch is made by Snead. Let's send it back to L.A. once again to Mike Hill.
All right, guys, 2 of the 6 unbeaten, trying to stay that way, but in tight ones, Bengals and the Seahawks, Mike Nugent from 31 yards out. That forces overtime in Cincinnati. And in Atlanta, the Skins get a 52-yarder from Dustin Hopkins. That game also in overtime. Bonus coverage time permitted.
Some exciting games going on here today.
No doubt. And take a look at some of those teams that are involved. In preseason, did anyone see Atlanta 5-0?
No.
4-0? No, right? Did anyone see Washington really being 2-2 and beating people, some of the people they've beaten?
No.
It's going to be an interesting year, isn't it?
Of course, anybody see Philadelphia starting 1-3, now going to 2-3 today.
Detroit starting 0 for the year. Playoff team last year.
Really hard to believe.
Hard to believe, right? So, I mean, that's the NFL. Every year, what do they say? Roughly half the teams that went play the year before aren't going back. Now, how can you figure? Good luck figuring out who those are going to be.
Sure, and Tony's old team. I mean, you're talking about another outstanding franchise. The Baltimore Ravens started 0-3. They had to go win on the road in Pittsburgh to avoid starting 0-4. Brees to the end zone and batted away.
So it's funny when people come up and they ask you before the season, so who's going to the Super Bowl? You know, and you feel like almost a dummy saying, you try to pick somebody who you would think, all right, they got a shot, and then all of a sudden it just, you never know what's going to happen in the NFL anymore.
But we all know the easy answer to that is who's going to the Super Bowl? Those who have tickets.
That's right. That's a great line. I'm going to use that one.
Well, you know a good line when you steal it, don't you, Goose?
Absolutely, Tom.
That is a great line. Play clock at 1. They get it off. Throw to the end zone to Cooks, and that is a touchdown on the final play of the game. And that will count as a touchdown for Drew Brees.
And they have to kick the PAT. You don't end it this way. You have to kick the PAT.
That's one thing about overtime. He will not stop until there's 0-0-0 on that clock.
And Brandon Cooks is in the same mold. I've known that young man since college, and he trained in college like he was already a pro. No stopping him. You see Cooks number 10 in white working downfield against number 32 Eric Rowe, the rookie, who played corner and safety at Utah, and he can't locate the football. and Drew Brees drops it right between the 1 and the 0, and Cook secures the catch.
So they will kick the extra point. Cincinnati and Seattle are in overtime. Seattle had the punt, and now the Bengals have a chance to win it. We send you to Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and Aaron Andrews in the Queen City. 39-17, Philly here, the final.